Card. Hi, wrestling fans. I'm Alwaysmutetheweirdo. This is WWE 2K24, and this is just a little bit of a rant and a bit of a message to the public, or the basically 2K, WWE 2K community, the players, the developers, everything really. More the developers than anything, because they can make this change, but more to the fans as well, because the fans can make the decision and vote with their bloody wallets. So please hear me out, guys. I'm sure the majority of fans will agree with me on this, and I hope that the developers or WWE themselves will understand how much of a bad reputation, no pun intended really, this can garner for your game's portion. I mean, I suppose it's a bit of an EA situation where they don't believe they've got any competition, but you have got some competition, and to be honest, yeah, it might end up being tougher down the line than it is at the minute. So very careful times, really. This is myFaction mode. Now, I am a fan of this mode. The reason I used to like this mode a hell of a lot, and I still do really, is I could drop in and drop out. I build my own faction. It's like Ultimate Team, but up until you get deep into it, and I think being a late adopter in 2K23 actually helped me. Having played this from more or less release, I feel like this mode is not meant to be played from the start. I feel like they've purposefully made it seem like you want to wait until the higher tier cards come in, because the lower tier cards are just like fodder, and they don't care about you collecting them all, which is the big lure of this game mode. Let's face it, collecting them all is a big thing. Now, my concern is the following. Let me go into the live events. I hope it's still there, because I haven't completed it yet for this very reason. Oh, now we have to restart myFaction because it's just gone 5 o'clock in the UK, and that's when the update happens. I think it normally happens at 4, but we've gone forward an hour. So, yeah. So, I'm excited. Obviously, I've got some bronze side plates. I'm all about getting more side plates. I've got another gripe with that as well, but I wanted to... My initial gripe that I decided to start recording for was, if you go into live events, hopefully it's still there. Yeah, we've got a day for that. I've obviously completed all of these, but so I can't compete in this one until I get that card. Now, I can't buy it at the moment, I don't believe. So you have to get it by earning packs. That's the first thing. That wasn't the thing I was coming for. I'm off on a tangent again. Same again, WrestleMania card, fine, that's fine, that's fine. That, again, that's okay, but still more cards that you might not necessarily have, which means you want to be spending MFP or VC. In the developer's eyes, I think they're meaning VC, or being ridiculously good at the game and grinding out loads, which most people won't have the time to do. Yes, there's people like Rival, massive shout out to him. I've been watching his content, and I think even he's disappointed with some of the myFaction stuff that they're doing, and I'm going to get to it. So, tribute to China, which is pretty cool. This is the one I'm pissed off about, and this illustrates the problem with the way they've gone, and it illustrates such a big problem. And it's not about what they're doing in terms of the grind. The grind, it's fine to have a bit of a grind. That's not a problem. Most people who play this mode probably don't mind a bit of a grind. But look at that. How much reward do you get for that? 2,000 MFP, right? If you wanted to buy those two cards, let me show you how much you'd have to shell out. Card market, single cards. You'd either have to shell out Andre Chase, where are you? 4,700 MFP, which is over double on his own than you're earning by playing that match. Why are you earning less from the match than you would need to spend to get half of the cards to compete in that match? It makes it pointless and not worth it. And that is not how gaming works. You spend a little to get a lot. If you don't want to work that way, then maybe you should just not bother. You should just scrap the mode altogether. Now, I love the mode, so I don't want you to scrap it. I want you to make it about fun instead of about milking the tit of the consumer. Like, just actually get me as a consumer to want to play your game. That's the goal here. It should never be about money. You've made a game that has got a lot of people to spend over £100 for a game. We are in a crisis. The world is fucking on their ass, and gaming is the one industry that's survived. Time for you to give back. People want to have fun, play their games. If you, as a billion-dollar company, WWE, think that it's okay for your games franchise to start milking the tits of your consumers with pointless shit that doesn't make the game fun, then maybe I'm in the wrong fucking business here. Maybe I'm in the wrong bloody hobby. Because I love playing games, but I have not got hundreds of pounds to waste buying packs, or hundreds of hours wasting grinding for packs, which essentially are RNG, and the RNG is bloody god awful, because I have got many duplicates and very few single cards from packs, so that you get a lot of duplicates. The chance of you to get a duplicate should be basically like 75%, because that's what it feels like to me. Now, I get it, the more cards you earn, the more that chance is going to go up, but I have not earned a lot of cards yet, so that should not be the case. There must be a way that you can look at my collection and push it away from the duplicates. Or instead of giving me a pitiful amount for duplicates, guarantee me at least 1,000 MFP for a duplicate. What does it hurt you? It doesn't. It just gives you the illusion that I might spend some money on your game, which is never going to be the case, because the more you do this shit that EA have started, this microtransaction bullshit, I am paying a full whack for a game. I want the full game. If you want to create a mode that tries to fleece me, I'll tell you, I've paid for the game. Give me the game. If you want to add DLC, story content, I'm willing to pay for that extra, which I did because I bought the special edition. If you can't afford to make the game at a reasonable price, when WWE, who are funding you for this game, have probably got billions of pounds just sitting there, they're breaking records all the time on gate receipts, people are spending hard-earned cash on merch. They could put their effort into making this game not a tit milk for the consumers. It could be, let's fucking give them something that they will love to play. And 90% of this game is fun and enjoyable. Just that 10% that you can't be bothered to let go. Why the fuck? That's not the only card I need for that thing, by the way. Let's just double down on it, and that's another 1,000. Now, granted, and these are bronze cards, so when are you going to use them? That event, and that's it probably. Bronze and silver, you're not really going to use them unless they get picked for a live event, or you just really want to be that character and you only have a bronze or silver. And even then, you probably not want, you might do it if you're a sweat and you want a really tough challenge. I can imagine I'd do it for a laugh every once in a blue moon, but realistically, I'm not going to be using the bronze and silver cards once I've got them. I'm just getting them for the collection side of things. So make it fun. Just make it fun. That's all I'm asking. This, to me, seems unfair. You spend 6,000 more or less MFP, and you play a match. So there's a challenge element there because you're using crap cards. So there's a challenge. Yes, you've got to shell out, or you've got to get Aaron Jesus to give you some absolute stunning luck. Duke Hudson you might get, but I think Andre Chase is, pretty tough ask. So from that, I'm getting, you're going to struggle to get these in a pack because they can't skew with the pack. I understand the mechanics of the RNG, and it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to really shoehorn, oh, well, we've got a live event for this, increase that. Well, maybe they could. Maybe they could. If you got live events for these characters, increase by 20% or increase by 25%. I don't really care. I just think you need to make it more fun. You are literally making it a challenge because you're sucking all the fun out of it. The fun is in building your faction. If you are making it, building the faction such a challenge, people will get bored of your game mode and just go elsewhere. Like, I've paid for the game. I've not paid for 3/4 of the game, and you can just pause this off. I've paid for all the DLC as well. I luckily didn't have to pay £100 plus for the game because I managed to get a deal. But not everybody's going to manage to get a deal. Not everybody's aware that you can get the game cheaper than what you can pay at normal retail price. There are deals out there. I was lucky enough to get a deal, but even at that price, I still think you've kind of milked the tit. You're kind of ripping everybody off. I'm a massive fan of a lot of the game. I think it's massive improvement, so I'm happy to support you and pay the price that I paid, but I don't see how I should be paying extra money just to get away from your grindy, and a little bit of grind is fine, but also like the prices of these MFPs is just insane. Once you get past like gold, I'd say, you start getting a bit stupid with your prices. Like what? So we go gold, then we go emerald, and we're there at 35,000 MFP. Yeah, that's your starting range for a green, which is essentially the first tier of card you are going to want to use in this game anyway, because the bronze, silvers and golds are a bit useless. The only reason I'm using them is because I've created a jobber faction, which is all characters like Dominatrix, Dewey Carter, those kind of characters, the ones that aren't real necessarily. They might be based on real characters, I don't know, but the jobbers in the game that are from, like, career mode, My Rise, whatever. You've got then I've got a golden faction, which is the golden ones, which is just so that I can get some of the special cards that you get within the WrestleMania 40 edition. Honestly, there's a lot to love about this game, but the one thing that they need to fix, and if they don't want to fix it, they need to come out and tell us why they're not fixing it, and be honest about it, because that's how much your reputation must mean to you. It either means fuck all to you, and you don't have the bollocks to come out and say, look, this is why we're doing it. We're doing it because we need more money to support the development of the game, and that's how we're going to do it, by fleecing you of hard-earned cash, or in many cases the bank of mum and dad, because there's a lot of kids who play this game, and if I was a straight trading standards official, or somebody who like has a lot of pull in the gaming industry regarding what they can put in games, this is a prime example of why microtransactions should be minimum, not the main focus of the game outside of the content that you get, because that's what it feels like. Your focus is primarily to basically prolong the life of the game by making it either a massive grind, where if you don't want to massively grind out hours and hours and hours of content because you haven't got the time. Me personally, I work full time. I don't have the time to grind it out hours and hours and hours. Not only that, but as a gamer, I don't want to spend 75%, 95% of my time on one game. I maybe spend like 50% of my time on one game, and then the other 50% is split with like several games. I'm a gamer. I love to game. I love a variety of games. This is one of my chill games. This is one of my put it on for a bit, do the dailies, do the whatever. This is my, chill game. And come on and enjoy myself. And if I need to let off some steam, I might pick somebody I don't like and batter them. I don't know. It's just how I work with wrestling games. But for me, this mode is my favourite. But this mode has become my favourite because I can build my own faction, because I have the live events, because I have my faction, faction wars. That's the next thing I want to come on to. Oh, have I got a pack? Oh yeah, I got the bronze side plates. So we'll open these. This is actually perfect timing. Bronze side plates. Why? Side plates, sir. Plural. Stop being stingy. It doesn't hurt you to give a little. If you want to give up on giving people stuff, then just don't give people this mode. Like, just admit defeat, that it's not profitable enough for you to consider making it. You are spending time making this mode. Make it worthwhile. Make it fun. Why is one bloody side plate all you can give us? If it's a pack, it should be minimum 3 items. I don't care what it is, 3 items minimum. I'm happy if it's side plates and you only get 3, and then a proper pack, you get the full 5. Hell, you could even start doing bumper packs. But the only way you're going to get me to agree to you doing bumper packs is if you bring all the pack prices right down, because they are extortionate. The only people who can afford the time or the money to get those packs, the 20 packs or the 10 packs, are the people that stream the game full time, or the people that YouTube the game full time, or maybe rich folks and people who have the bank of mum and dad, which is extorting money from kids, and it's wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. Plus, so like Juggernaut, awesome, nice one, good side plate to have. Let me go into the VC, because this is a video that I'm passionate about. I think this needs to stop. I think somebody in the gaming industry has the power to tell this company and EA and Activision and anybody else who wants to try it, no, this is wrong. It's illegal. It should be illegal. And the only reason we're allowing you to have any microtransactions is because we understand that you need to make a little bit of extra money, and you can't always make massive DLC. And if you found a way to make content quick and easy, like myFaction maybe, I don't know if it is quick and easy, but if you can, then you can make a little bit of money off it. We get it. I'm not saying don't have no VC available, but $4.49, fair enough. $8.99, fair enough. $17.99, alright, you're getting to my limit. $44.99 for some in-game currency. No. Like, absolutely no. That is almost the price of the full base game. That is almost the price of the base game. And after so many months, that will be more than the base game. And that's why my thought is these two here should be gone. And what you should do to make it more likely that you're going to earn some money out of people, instead of just milking the tit of those gullible few that think it's, I might as well, I can spend the money, these two should drop down. So you should be $17.99 for 400,000, 187,500 for $8.99, and then, I don't know, 67,500 for $4.49. You know why? Because you don't get anything for these pitiful amounts down here. You can't even get a 10, I don't think you can get a 10 deck with 15,000 VC. Let me go and find out. Pack market. In fact, that's what I'm going to go with. Let me go and have a look. So, the minimum Right, a deluxe pack. You can get a basic, but you can't get a deluxe single pack. Right? So that 120,600, so call it 125,000. 125,000. Yeah, so 125,000 should be the minimum VC you get. So it should be 125,000 for 450. 187,000, you know, whatever money you want to go up in from that, but 125,000 should be the minimum VC you get when you spend some extra money on the game. Reward people for spending their hard-earned or their mum and dad's hard-earned cash on your game, because it doesn't hurt you at all for you to give more fake currency for that hard-earned sort of cash, because people have to earn that. And we are living in a crisis. And some people will be stupid and spend like 90 quid to get this big massive 400,000, and then what can they get with 400,000? Let me see. What can they get? They can get one 20 pack. One 20 pack of cards. How bloody disgusting is that? Like, I'm all for supporting developers who work hard, do shit. I'm all for supporting that. But there's people out there that make absolutely stunning CAWs, create superstars, create wrestlers, that get paid $0, zero fucking money for it. They do it as a hobby. And you know what? Like, you could give them a chance. You could give them a chance and get them on your team and give them that chance and help them out. You could do that. But it just seems like all you're bothered about is fleecing your consumer for absolute extortionate amounts of VC money. And to me, it shouldn't even be an option. Like, I would much rather you eliminate at any cost. I would say anything above 20 quid as a microtransaction should actually be reclassified as extortion or DLC. In which case, if it's extortion, it should be illegal, and if it's DLC, then you should be giving me a hell of a lot more than a few bits of currency. And I don't mean, oh, you can use that currency to buy more, because that's a bullshit transaction. Like, to me, nobody should be spending more than $17.99 on in-game currency. And that is as far as I am willing to go. I have done it in other games. I haven't done it in this. I refuse to do it in this because it's not giving me anything tangible. Like, even the special edition, WrestleMania edition, didn't give me enough content for me to warrant spending over £100. You are just getting greedy. And that is the problem. Now, I'm going to leave it more or less there, I think. But if you've got any thoughts on this, let me know in the comments. If you are an industry professional and you want to give a little bit of like a devil's advocate on this topic, get in touch, message me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, because I'm not against supporting the developer. I just think developers have gotten not necessarily greedy in terms of it, but they're not thinking about the consumer. All they're thinking about is, let's get more money out of this. How much can we charge? They're probably seeing a stream of gullible idiots buying the big bucks. People who are addicted to maybe gambling. Gaming addiction is a big thing. It's a big deal. I know I'm a little bit addicted to gaming, but the one thing I won't do is spend shit tons of money on microtransactions, because I know that there's not really enough of a gain from that. But like I said, anybody who's an industry professional, maybe you're a developer and you absolutely hate what I've said and you think it's just ruining your livelihood by me coming out and saying this, please feel free to get in the comments. I'll hear every angle on this. But personally, I think it doesn't hurt them to be a little bit more generous with the RNG, which they might not be able to do. But if they're not able to do that, they need to be a little bit more generous on the packs, the refunds on the thing. And I think it has improved slightly on the refunds score for the duplicates. But other than that, I think they have like struggled. Actually, I've forgotten something. I was going to talk about Faction Wars. So just briefly, just really briefly, right? So 5 stages of what essentially could have been an amazing update to Faction Wars. I don't think we need 5 stages. And definitely not 5 stages for the pitiful amount of credits you've got. I have done several runs and I have only got 4,424. And when you go into there, what do you get? You get cards that are, I think, is that, yeah, 3,200, 3,000, 1,500 for the golds. Well, yeah, but that's 1,500 you're kind of wasting, because you're wasting that because, like, you're not going to use the gold cards. That's just stupid. It's just a card collection thing, I guess. 5,000 for a ruby. Like, I'm sorry, but you are literally slowing the gameplay down. There'll be loads of people who've absolutely bossed it because they've got no life. If you are judging your game's mechanics on the people who literally play it 24/7, you are never going to get the right balance for your game. You are going to get, like, annoyance from the majority of your gamers. And I am one of those gamers. I love the game as a whole, but there's little things which I think you're just being a bit less about fun, more about grind. Less about, you just focused in on, I want to get you to spend money on my game. Now, I've spent the money on your game. I've spent well over what I normally pay for a really good game. It's very rare I spend like £80 plus on a game. I just don't. So the fact that I managed to get the WrestleMania edition for less than £100, I'm happy because I'm paying less, but realistically I still think it's overpriced because you're not getting any physical content. You're not getting, I don't know, maybe one year we could get like a replica Andre the Giant memorial statue or something like that. That'd make paying £100 maybe worth it. I wouldn't personally be bothered about that, but some people would, and it's a nice addition. Personally, I feel like there's a lot of like greed going around, and hopefully that's going to stop. But like I said before, if you've got any comments on myFaction, you want to let me know, you want to get involved in the conversation, I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, I just wanted to have a bit of a rant about myFaction in particular with WWE 2K24. It's a massive improvement. I'm enjoying it, but I'm a little bit bitter about how much of a grind it is. And if I'm playing these myFaction Faction Wars runs and I get to stage 5 and then I get a bullshit scenario where I can't really do anything about it because my guy's not being damaged but he's struggling to get up, whereas their guys are red and they're not even like damaged, they're just getting up like they've been hit with 5 shots of espresso, and I can't do nothing about that. One loss means that, oh, I'm done, and I've wasted all that run, those 4 or 5 stages, and at the end of this 5-stage run, I get nothing really. I just get a bunch of credits that I've earned already through the run. Like, it doesn't seem fair. I think the briefcase system, where you got a load of rewards, and at the end of the run you get a briefcase with loads of rewards, I think that's a really good system. Maybe you combine this mode with that briefcase system. You have the briefcase at the end, you pick one of the briefcase, you get a card, or, you know, that would be an amazing combination and it would work and it'd be so much better. But you seem like you need to give something, you need to take something away. Oh, I'm giving you this, so I've got to take this away. Build on stuff. Don't, like, take the fun out of the game in order to make it more of a challenge or more interesting for people to play. Make it more interesting for people to play, but keep the fun in there. Like, I just wish they'd keep the fun in there. And I think a lot of the fun is taken out of it by the fact that you know they are literally charging an arm and a leg for just one card. And it's just not, it's not really worth it. And there are too many people out there please, guys, as fans of wrestling, fans of this game, if you're a fan of it, I'm not saying don't play it. I'm just saying don't spend any money on it. If you are spending money on it, let me know in the comments why you're spending money on it. Because I personally think it's a dumbass move. But if you have a reason, I'd love to hear it. And I'll leave it there, guys. But yeah, I've been Always Mute the Weirdo. This has been 2K24. I'm just shocked at how obvious the extortion is in this game. And yeah, I hope guys like Rival and maybe other YouTubers can get behind this, like, and be like, look, we're not happy with this. What are you doing? Because I get the feeling people are disappointed with the way the grind increase in the grind and the decrease in the rewards. They even updated Faction Wars to decrease the rewards in a patch. They didn't improve it, they made it worse. So if they don't want people playing this mode yet, then maybe we get some better updates down the line, but I don't know. But yeah, catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.